I'm School-Based OT, and this is how to use a working clock. This is a great tool to teach time management to students. I first learned about this tool from Sarah Ward, who is a speech and language pathologist who specializes in executive function. I'm going to show you today how I use this tool with my students. Here are the supplies that you need. First, you need 2 analog clocks. One will be the clock that stays on the wall and shows the correct time. The other clock will be the working clock. It's important to get a clock with a glass face, and that makes it so that when you use dry erase markers, it's easy to erase. You could also get a cloth for cleaning. Sometimes it helps to use some Windex to get it really clean. I like Post-it notes too, as a way to signify check-in times. Here's how you use it. When you're introducing an activity, say how long it will take or how long students have. You're going to color in that wedge of time. For example, if you have 10 minutes, you'll color in the wedge of time that the minute hand moves through in 10 minutes. For example, say your students are working on a free write activity and they have 10 minutes. This will help students know how much time that they've been working and how much more time they have. This can help students who maybe dislike free writing and think that it's never going to end. They will see that yes, time is actually passing. If there are 2 parts of the activity, you can use 2 different colors. For example, say your students are doing a drawing and a writing activity, and you want them to spend 5 minutes on the drawing activity. So you would color in a 5-minute wedge of time. For the drawing. And you want them to write for 10 minutes. So you color in a 10-minute wedge of time. And here's where you can put your Post-it notes. This blue Post-it note will signify the check-in time. When you tell your students, okay, it's been 5 minutes, now you should be starting on writing. And this Post-it note can signify the end of the work period. For older students, you can involve them in deciding how long it will take to do certain tasks. For example, say you're working on an opinion paragraph for persuasive writing. You can ask your students how long they think it should take for them to choose a topic. They might say 5 minutes. Okay, and you can put a Post-it note after 5 minutes that tells them they should be starting to write their topic sentence. And then you might say, how long do you think it should take to write your topic sentence? And they might say, I want to spend 5 more minutes on that. So you draw a wedge of time here too. And then you say, okay, and then we'll have 20 more minutes to fill in the rest of the boxes. Here, another 20 minutes of time. And when do you think we should do a check-in? And your students might say, let's do a check-in 5 minutes before we need to be done. There, and then here's your stopping point. Okay, so let's say the time is passing. When the time gets to there, you'll remind your students, okay, you should be writing your topic sentence now. And when you get to here, you can remind your students that it's time to be writing details. And when you get here, you can let your students know there's 5 minutes left and that they should be wrapping it up. And when you're all done, you can check in with your students and see how accurate their guesses were about how long everything should take. Here's why I like this strategy. It's a great visual representation of time passing. It can be a little bit lower stress than countdown timers such as digital timers or time timers. It can improve students' self-monitoring, initiating work, and staying focused. Thank you for watching, and I hope you find this strategy helpful.